And welcome back to the Prospect Hut, and hopefully you like this video. We're going to talk about in this video the top 50 prospects in the Mets system, according to this one publication, 35 to 31. And of course, I need you to hit the subscribe button. I also need you to watch the entirety of this video. To start off the top 50 prospect list for 26, the publication looked at a few arms who could potentially help the Mets this season. In the 50 to 46 group and in the 45 to 41 group, mostly on young talent from the Dominican Summer League. This group is dominated by right-handed pitchers, but also features a young infield prospect and a lefty they can't give up on. Number 35, right-handed pitcher Saul Garcia, who signs as an international free agent. He is 22 years old, 6 foot, 108 pounds. He's currently right-handed reliever. Currently, and last year he pitched in Brooklyn and in Binghamton. The cousin of former Mets legend Wilmer Flores had easily the best season of his career in 2025 with a 1.85 ERA and 34 innings for High A Brooklyn, and then signed with a 1.32 ERA and 13 2/3 innings for Double A Binghamton. His strikeouts were well above average in both stops, with a 37.6 strikeout percentage overall. Following the regular season, Garcia pitched 35 more innings in the Venezuelan Winter League and was solid, with a 4.37 ERA and 42 strikeouts to only 9 walks. The walks are a good sign, as that was his lone issue during the regular season, with 28 and 47 2/3 innings. He's got those strikes. Garcia features a fastball that sits 93 to 95, that hits 97 with above average spin. He gets good extension that comes from a low release. He also mixes in a slider and changeup. The slider is by far his best secondary and looks like a big league pitcher with the number of whiffs it induces. That's good. So there's a possibility he could be with the Mets as early as this year. He's not on the 40-man roster, I don't believe. He's an interesting case. Number 34, right-handed pitcher Cam Tilley. He is 21 years old. Mets drafted him in the 7th round in the 2025 MLB draft. I did a video on him. If you check out my different lists that I have here, that'll be something you need to check out. I have all the scouting reports on my channel for 2025, and really for the last 3 years, really. The Mets drafted Tilley in the 7th round last year, and gave him a signing bonus of $397,000. Tilley was a starter and reliever in 2 years at Auburn, but has a type of arsenal that could play as a starter. His fastball sits in the mid-90s with above average spin rate and induced vertical break. He mixes in a slider with above average spin that generates whiffs, and he also mixes in a curve and a splitter with above average drop. As you can tell, Tilley has a potentially impressive mix of pitches, but struggled to command most of his arsenal in college. Tilley hasn't appeared in a pro game yet, but did participate in the Mets' Top Guns pitching development camp during the offseason, was listed as a starting pitcher. So we'll learn more about him once he pitches this year. So the games will be starting up pretty quickly. I don't know where he's going to be pitching this year right now. So probably the Florida Complex League, if not St. Lucie, depending on where they feel his development is. Number 33, left-handed pitcher Felipe de la Cruz. He is 20 years old, signed as an international free agent, pitched at Binghamton last year and AAA Syracuse. Felipe de la Cruz had a 5.04 ERA and is almost 25. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Well, they did. It says it's 20. What the hell is this? They can screw this up. But I'm a sucker for lefties. He's 25 years old. So that's not my mistake. That's their mistake. How do they edit this? Whoever the editor is, you would have dope. I know Felipe de la Cruz had a 5.04 ERA and is almost 25. But the dope writer is a sucker for lefties that throw hard and pitchers capable of throwing multiple innings out of the bullpen. Felipe de la Cruz was almost exclusively a starter prior to the 2025 season before pitching in a variety of different roles last year. Felipe de la Cruz had a 3.63 ERA and a whopping 58 strikeouts and 39 2/3 innings for Double A Binghamton last year. Though he did struggle, as many pitchers do, in his first taste in the International League with the AAA Syracuse Mets. He had a 7.30 ERA fueled by 17 walks and 24 2/3 innings. De La Cruz sits 94 to 96 with his fastball and reached 99 miles per hour once in AAA last year. His best secondary is his slider that he uses a ton against lefties and gets plus chase rates versus both hands. He mixes in a changeup as well that he uses rarely out of the pen. The writer believes we will see De La Cruz in the big leagues at some point in the 2026 season out of the bullpen. We'll see. He's got to throw strikes. Number 32, utility infielder Jeremy Rodriguez. And as you know, the Mets picked him up 3 years ago for Tommy Pham. He played primarily last year in St. Lucie. Did not perform well. Certainly tough to spin anything positive from what Jeremy Rodriguez's 2025 season, but the good news is he's still only 19 years old. The 61 WRC plus was the second lowest in the Florida State League, and his 236 slugging was the second worst too. He did steal 34 bases last year, though he also got caught 13 times. On the plus side, Rodriguez has great plate discipline and rarely chases out of the zone. A good sign for a 19-year-old. One key going forward for him will be making more hard contact because he makes a ton of contact right now, though it's below average in terms of exit velocity. Defensively, he has played short, second, and third. He's a solid fielder with an average arm that best profiles to play second base long term and does play short and third well, enough to bring value as a utility type. Now he bats left-handed. Here's the thing: he's got to take a big step forward this year because he was in top 30 lists on a lot of lists in the last few years after the Mets picked him up. So he has a lot of work ahead of him. He has got to start getting results right now this year. Even at 19 years old, he has to get results this year. If he doesn't, it's gonna take him forever to get to the majors. But he's got to take a step forward. I would think that he'll start the year in St. Lucie again. And there's no reason to bring him to Brooklyn. Number 31, right-handed pitcher Camden Lohman. He's 19 years old. Mets drafted him in the 2025 draft, 8th overall. The second right-handed pitcher drafted last year on this list as the Mets continue to bring in high upside arms into the system and have a great recent track record of developing them. Lohman received the third highest signing bonus in the 2025 draft at $797,500. 19-year-old already looks the part at 6'4". He could continue to add velocity as he potentially adds weight. Boy, he's got the build of a big right-handed pitcher. Lohman is currently in the low 90s and maxing out at 95 of his fastball. He mixes in a two-plane slider, a curveball, and has started working on a splitter. Lohman has a clean, easy, over-the-top delivery that keeps him in the strike zone often. So he has, I don't know anything about him other than the scan report that I have when the Mets drafted him. But he has, he'll be in the Florida Complex League, I would think, this year. He did not pitch last year for the Mets, so we don't know, what the issues are, if there are any, in terms of his command, in terms of being able to throw strikes. But he's a young player, so that's a lot of young players here, except for this one guy. But let me know what you think about this video, and of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later.